bad and he's out cold badly. Ref, he's you idiots. Ref, stop the.
What went down at that Noxix Pro Wrestling event wasn't just shocking. It was a line crossed so far it doesn't even belong in the same conversation as competition.
When I heard about this, I went, all right, how can I defend Raja? I look at all the videos. I watched the full live stream and all that. I got nothing. I can't, you can't defend this. I see this, it's so sad. Because he was just getting started and that all goes away.
Roger Jackson, son of Rampage Jackson, didn't just lose control. He flat out abandoned the code every combat sport is built on. When he slammed Steuart Smith and then unloaded more than 20 punches on a man who was already out cold.
They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch. No, they didn't tell me to fake hit him. They said I could hit him for real. Yeah, they allowed me to hit him for real.
Smith leaving in an ambulance says it all. But what's harder to measure is the damage this leaves on him, his family, and the entire wrestling community. In combat sports, the #1 rule is simple. You protect your opponent when they can't protect themselves. Roger shattered that rule in front of everyone. And now his name is tied to one of the ugliest moments the industry's seen in years. Promotions and commissions don't just brush off incidents like this.
All racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a fucking master. Calling me a bad law. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. It's a. You made your explanation.
Anything I say gets twisted anyway. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn to it.
No, I hear. Hey, prayers are with you and your family, man.
They start asking hard questions about who they're letting inside the ring. And as if the act itself wasn't enough, the aftermath made things even worse. Instead of owning up, Raja Jackson tried to spin the blame onto the cameraman, claiming the guy should have cut the feed when things went south. That excuse isn't just weak, it's insulting. Shutting off the stream wouldn't erase the fact that he kept hammering away at a defenseless man. That's not damage control, that's denial.
Wonderful stream plan today and you ruined it.
It wasn't my fucking fault.
Well.
The goddamn cameraman's fault. I know he's watching this. If you watching this shit, how could you?
At this point, Raja hasn't just proven himself reckless in the ring. He's shown he's reckless with his words, his image, and his career. The fallout isn't slowing down, it's only building, and the shadow of this incident is going to follow him a lot longer than any victory ever could. The deeper this story runs, the uglier it gets. The spark that lit the fuse? Syko Stu, working his heel persona, cracked Raja Jackson in the head with a beer can during the show. For most pros, that's just another night in the ring. For Raja, it was personal.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's a little.
Oh, you don't sell it? He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the f was that?
You're good. You're good.
What was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking worker, bro.
What the f was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will
No, we're good. I know you will. We're good.
I will him up, bro.
What should have stayed in the realm of scripted chaos spiraled into something disturbingly real. Instead of playing along, Raja walked into that ring carrying more than a grudge. He carried intent. Some of the boys in the back aren't sugarcoating it. They're calling what happened premeditated, not a hot-headed slip in the moment. According to them, Raja knew exactly what he was going to do when he got his shot at Stu. And it wasn't about wrestling, storytelling, or selling a feud. It was about payback, pure and simple. That changes the entire frame of this incident. If true, it stops being an outburst and starts looking like an ambush dressed up as a match. What's even murkier are the whispers about the promotion itself. Multiple witnesses claim management didn't just turn a blind eye. They actively tried to muffle the fallout. Allegations are surfacing that internal witness statements were silenced or buried before they could make their way to the police. If that holds water, then the issue isn't just Raja's brutality. It's a system that may have chosen image over accountability, sweeping a near-catastrophic act of violence under the rug for the sake of saving face. Wrestling thrives on blurring the line between fiction and reality, but this wasn't storytelling gone too far. This was a deliberate act in front of a live audience, one that left a man hospitalized and an entire locker room questioning who they're sharing the ring with. and who's really watching their backs when things go off script. After everything we've seen, the one piece of good news finally came through. Syko Stu woke up. When that footage of the attack first hit, plenty of us weren't even sure he'd ever open his eyes again. Now there's at least a sliver of light in what's been a pitch-black nightmare. His brother Andrew says Stu's got some recollection of the attack. He's speaking, he's present, but nobody's sugarcoating the road ahead. Severe head trauma doesn't just vanish. This isn't a sprain or a broken bone. It's a fight that can last a lifetime, and that's where the heartbreak deepens. Stu isn't just Syko Stu the wrestler. He's a husband, a brother, a son, a man with a life outside the ring. The fact his wife had to launch a GoFundMe to keep their family afloat shows the brutal truth of what this incident cost. The viral photo of him lying in that hospital bed broke wrestling Twitter, but that image isn't the story. The real focus has to be on his healing, his family's survival, and the promise that nothing like this ever happens again in the sport we all love. Meanwhile, the Raja Jackson storm isn't slowing, it's intensifying. Just when it felt like the outrage had peaked, Matt Brown dropped his take and he didn't pull a single punch. His words cut through all the excuses. If Raja wasn't Rampage's son, nobody would even be debating this. We'd all be demanding charges, period. And he's right. The video is out there, uncut and undeniable. Stu's lights were out, his body limp, and Raja kept hammering away like it was a street fight. That's not a gray area. That's not a wrestling accident. That's a felony staring us all in the face. The Jackson name carries weight. Rampage is a legend, respected worldwide. But respect for the father can't become a shield for the son. Brown said it plain. If this were anyone else, there'd be zero hesitation to call it what it is, criminal. And that's the raw truth nobody wants to admit, but everybody needs to hear. What cut the deepest in Matt Brown's take was the line he drew between a fight and an assault. Two guys scrap, emotions run high, maybe someone gets hurt, that's one thing. But unloading on a man who's unconscious, defenseless, no way to protect himself? That's a whole other level of wrong, and he's dead right. The only person on this planet who should even think about asking mercy for Raja Jackson is Rampage himself as a father. The rest of us, we owe it to Stu, to the sport, to call it exactly what it is. No bias, no excuses, no sugarcoating. Matt didn't just stop there either. He pointed out the brutal truth. Stu's lucky he's even alive. A slam like that to the skull could have ended far worse. And with Stu already living with PTSD from his time serving this country, the damage here isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. It's layered in ways most people can't even begin to understand. That's why Brown's message landed so hard. Yes, send Stu your prayers, your energy, your love, but also make damn sure justice gets served. Respect for Rampage is one thing. Accountability for his son's actions is another. And then right when things couldn't get more heated, Chael Sonnen stepped in and poured gasoline on the fire. Instead of calling it for what fans saw with their own eyes, Chael leaned into the psychology, breaking down how wrestling always blurs the line between show and reality. His point? If that exact beatdown happened in a parking lot, Raja's in cuffs by sundown. But because it happened inside a ring, some want to write it off as entertainment. That's the part that's setting fans off, because we didn't watch a storyline. We watched a man get hospitalized, and that's where the backlash is boiling over. Fans don't want to lecture on blurred lines and performance psychology, not when Stu's wife is fighting to keep the lights on while her husband fights to stay whole. Chael's analysis might make sense on paper, but in reality, it lands like an excuse for something inexcusable. And that's where I'm at with it. An ugly situation, tough conversations, and no clean answers. So now I'm flipping it to you. Does Raja Jackson deserve a second chance? Or did he cross a line that you just can't walk back from? Hit the comments, let's chop it up. I already know some of you are going to say it was heat of the moment. Others are going to say no excuses, lock him out for good. And I respect hearing both sides because this is one of those stories that tests where we all stand. And hey, if you vibed with this breakdown, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're building a crew here, not just watching clips, but digging into them, breaking them down, and keeping it raw, honest, and respectful. Hit that button, stay locked in, and I promise, we'll keep bringing you the real on every story that shakes the wrestling world.